The public hearing for Andy Duffy.
So just on the record keeping side of it, did you end up closing? I got the letter from your lawyer. It just
Friday.
this coming Friday?
Yeah, I know. No, so we can't do anything. Nope,
Even
nope.
okay.
Bro? Yeah. Actually, you don't have legal standing.
I thought the 7th was the
They were looking for the 7th, but then he put it to Friday.
That's how closing
Yeah.
fell.
Yeah, all right, so we'll close the public hearing. Because we can't have the hearing.
so you have to postpone it again?
Fortunately, yeah. Well, why is that? Because you don't own the property.
Legally, I'm not even allowed to accept a building permit without proof of property ownership, even if.
Yep.
And this was after we spoke to the lawyer that, Sheila, she said that you have to obtain possession before I can legally even accept the building permit.
Well, I wish I would have known that, because Gary said he would have took care of it for me.
The
Yeah, if he filed the permit, then it would have been, him filed the permit, because he owned. Yeah, because originally you told me just to bring a letter from Jerry.
Right, and that's what
And then you wanted proof of closing. Yeah,
Yep.
it's gotta be done. That's.
well,
If you said proof of closing or a date.
yep, that was before today, and it was the 7th, so I figured it happened on the 7th.
Well, that sucks. That's the law. Yeah, I even reviewed it with our attorney, because I thought that's what it was, and then she confirmed that too. Yeah. Because if he put the permit, he had the ownership, and then you could have acted as his agent to go through this part of the process, but. Yeah,
And that might have been my bad in a sense where I didn't know that he could have acted as.
no, he could have filed it.
He could have filed it.
Right.
And then Andy would have acted as the agent.
Yep.
Property.
Yep.
But
So now we're down to another month.
we assumed that it was going to be done on the 7th. Well, I assumed anyway.
Well, if I would have known that, I could have had him come, or when his kids come up. They would have to fill out paperwork. Yeah, or they would have filled it out and came up. Yeah. If I would have known that. Yeah. Sorry, like I said, I knew that, and he said this closing gonna be the 7th, so I go, oh, good, now we're all set. Yeah, she said on the 7th, they planned on it, but they
They rescheduled it.
Well, that's the problem with closing. And set it for Friday, it's Friday. Yeah. At noon.
Closing
If they
never
do it
happened
this
the
time.
first time.
Oh, they are. Yeah. Cause you can get bounced for a while for the closing. Sorry, buddy. Well. A month away. No. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see any other way around it.
No, there isn't, not legally.
Unless you don't need a variance, he could apply for a permit. You would have to move it.
Yeah.
4 feet to
There's
the
a
south. The sewer easement?
There's main sewer runs there next to the house. I brought the map. I mean, might as well not even hear it. Got nothing to do.
Nope. Right.
No, sorry. That I would have known. I could have had one of those kids come up. Yeah, when the permit actually got filed, because they would have to actually file a permit. So that would have been a couple weeks ago, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll be down for the next.
December 10th.
Yeah, both cases we're gonna have that have been bumped. The other guy was sick. Wow. Sorry to hear that.
All right.
Yeah, I'll give you a lateral for the source so you can see that, so you can do your homework, whatever you want to do. Just so you know. What would the variance be for? I'm just trying to keep the garage in line with the house. You got the map, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the house
I
is
just had it. I don't know what
the
it
house is 6 feet from the property line, so
6
4 8. Yeah.
I want to keep the garage, not a garage, but carport. 6 feet 9 from the property line. So it'd be right in line with the house. All the way.
I got all the chain link stuff.
So what? So the only thing that's gonna come
Why
up,
don't-
just to give you a heads up, on this kind of thing,
That's all chain link stuff.
because it's 10 feet, but
Oh, that's
what's on the other
I
lot? Next to it. Driveway. Okay. Well, driveway helps. Yeah, it's the house is up front next to mine. And right across where this car park's going, you just drive with their driveway.
Yeah, well, that's the reason I'm bringing it up is because if you encroach on their 10 feet by moving yours over, then if they had a building there or something, that's different. But if it's a driveway, then you're not really encroaching on anything
Right.
they could build.
That's not going to the sewer there.
And I did look to see if they had a variance originally for the house,
See,
but
this is the house, it's 6'8" from the property line. You see the main sewer running down the house, it's 5 foot from the corner, 5 foot over. So if we stay 20 foot wide, if we get behind the sewer, this runs right straight to the east.
So you're talking about putting this other place up in here someplace?
Right.
Yeah, so it stays away from that.
Stay away from sewer, so
Plus
I
you
can't
got-
move it forward.
Plus you got a driveway right down there from my looking at the pictures.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Right. So the farthest you can go over would be like the edge of your driveway. Around it, cause you got.
Yeah, I'd like to stay a couple foot away from the sewer at least.
And you're gonna put it right in over the existing driveway?
That's a main sewer line. Is there any legalities
That's a
with that?
lateral to the house.
Is there any legalities in that we gotta stay away from or?
Lateral to the house.
it's a lateral to the house, so it,
I thought it was like a main that went down.
No, that's not just, the only the issue is covering the
The
distance
master.
from the line, so as long as it stays on already permeable.
Yeah, so this is where it's gonna go on the property, just like that.
Yeah,
So the
Well-
sewer runs right here,
so this part here,
covers the driveway, yep.
yeah, this part covers the driveway, but that's not driveway.
That's not driveway, that's yard.
Yeah, so you can't put it over there without going over your coverage area. Just to give you a heads up. Cause you're only limited 30% coverage and you're at 30% coverage with the existing driveway. So if you made this bigger than the existing.
Fine, that's just a piece of tape on there, the driveway's this wide, I just stuck that on there, it's not that wide on the.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to explain it to
Right.
you, so you don't wanna go outside the driveway.
Right.
You stay inside the driveway, you haven't changed your coverage.
Yeah, no, I had posts there, this is just a piece of tape.
Oh, okay, alright, that's what
That's where it's going.
that's what I was asking.
Yep.
So you could work, so all the laterals right there.
It's right here,
Ah,
so I can't move it forward.
no, you
Then
don't wanna be over top your line.
So this would be right in line with the back of the house.
Yeah, I'm more worried about, the other
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, so this
This-
is over the driveway,
This
that's just a
side,
piece
this
of
side of the
tape.
driveway.
There's that size of driveway, their house is right here.
You wanna stay with back to driveway there. Okay.
So we have heads up.
I need that
Yeah,
map.
no, that's
That'd be
good.
pretty cut and dry.
Well, with the sewer line there, you don't wanna build something over top of that. Any more than you already have. And as long as you stay within your
There's the sewer.
coverage area, your existing coverage area, you don't have to worry about that part of it.
Give you this, so I have to bring it next time.
yeah, the laterals, there's nothing,
You see the lateral is 25 foot over from the corner of the house, basically, 5
Mhm.
foot from there. So the carport would be 20 feet be 5 foot from the sewer, probably, basically.
Yeah, you don't wanna-
from the sewer main or just the
The
lateral?
lateral,
Okay, the laterals are,
that's the feed.
property
house.
owner, yeah, they're
Right,
property owner responsible,
right,
so
yeah.
there's no restrictions other than it's not recommended because.
Right.
So what I'm
some-
saying is I can't move the garage
Forward,
forward.
right,
without
yeah.
being top of the sewer.
Right, right, right.
If you ever has to work on it, you have to tear the other part down to get to it. That
There
would
you have that, yes, it's just a.
Good.
What you
Really
built there,
carport
Been done before, but yeah.
okay,
Alright,
Okay.
yeah,
alright, Andy. Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Happy
hopefully,
Thanksgiving.
what was this Friday on for
Maybe
you?
we won't get any snow.
Yeah, I hope we don't.
Oh, they ran into, I don't know what problem they had.
Oh, they do. That's why you can't just go by a closing date, cause it can get bounced for months sometimes. It all depends on what happens with titles and every other stupid thing.
So Jerry said he
There
would
was-
come up last month and do it, but I said, oh, they just needed a letter, and then.
No, yeah,
well, I also got some conflicting information
he didn't listen to me.
about case law. Cause we've prior years case law, they allowed letters like that. So,
All right, put me down.
okay, thank you, sorry about that.
Yep.
Yeah, I verified that with. In fact, I told Sheila that and then I verified it with her.
Do we have to at least mention,
Yes. Yeah, so, um. we need to close the public hearing for Andy. To vote on that.
No, you want to recess it.
Yeah,
No, we gotta close for Andy. Cause he can't file anything yet. We haven't even started
we weren't
officially.
even supposed to open it.
No,
Okay, got it.
we were only supposed, cause he didn't have the paperwork, so,
that he needed.
right.
Who's gonna make a motion? Motion close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, we shouldn't even,
It does have to be on the record that Wayne Chandler's attorney called to
ask
for an extension.
right? So. On that also, you shouldn't have blocked up, did you accept a permit?
From him?
Yeah.
No, I don't have to. The variance was created on the original permit.
We already ruled on that.
So we ruled on that, correct? So now we
Correct.
can't apply for another 12 months.
No, we didn't rule.
We didn't rule.
Okay, all right. good.
We didn't rule.
Yeah, we denied his variance.
Well, we denied his variance, but we didn't.
We denied his variance.
Did we deny it after the county came back with their plans and different things?
We
And
voted to
denied it
deny the
after?
variance.
So there was a decision, but they're claiming.
But there was a case, then he brought the case, right?
Yeah, that's irrelevant.
Alright.
We denied the variance. What he does afterwards. Or doesn't do afterwards, because he didn't do anything afterwards.
You never.
Is
When
irrelevant.
I called Sheila, she said that they are allowed to put an application in for the same thing. It's just whether or not the zoning board accepts the application.
Law says you cannot put in a similar
Correct.
application. Their attorney is,
Yeah.
Terrence Robinson.
their attorney's trying to say that it has to be, it can be a significant change. Our law does not say that.
Correct.
He's gonna bring it up like that. Okay? And it says, it's very simple.
Our
No
laws.
variance application may be accepted by the town for a property on which a similar variance has
Yeah.
been previously denied for a period of 1 year. So he can't even put in, he's not even supposed to put in a variance application, so
Right.
we're,
It would have to be not similar.
right.
And that is based on discretion. So even though there is some gray area
Okay,
there,
there's no gray area,
well,
right? There's
there-
no gray area.
you guys can.
Two things that were prominent in our discussions. One is it on county property, our county right of way. If it's still in the county property, that's the same. Doesn't
Yep.
matter if it's 10 feet, 2 feet, 5 feet, all right? The second one is it's still an 8-foot fence and a 3-foot fence zone.
Yep.
And if it is, that's as similar as it gets. He can move that thing around all he wants. We passed this law because of people trying to pull this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We had one guy, Linda and I were in here, and he came like 5 different times before they finally said.
Yeah, that's why they made this law. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steph,
And so if it-
Steph and I were
all we
talking
have to-
about that.
So.
All we have to decide is if it's similar, and those are the two biggest points, then we don't even,
Villages.
the application doesn't even get accepted.
Right, I get a question.
Yep.
When he brings the application to you, you can't deny it because that would be the opinion of one person. It's
Correct.
our job. We
Yeah.
might have to sit here and look at the application.
We're
and
gonna
not
have to
accept
do
it.
that.
Yes.
But then we have
You
that.
have to accept it.
Yes. And when I
Yeah,
called
he just
Sheila,
represents the town. So he represents the town.
But then who's it?
Then they would
You're
appeal
not-
his decision.
Thought that was our job as a voting board.
no,
Yeah,
I
don't know, but see, here's the thing. So if he denies the application,
Yes.
okay, then they can appeal to us, accept the application or deny it.
And then we
It's
can't
kind of a
decide
round
whether-
and round thing. So if he accepted their application, we can deny it. It's
Great, okay.
comes out the kind of same thing. And it's on this. So
So
the 2 points, the 2 biggest points are gonna be, is it still in the county right away? And is it still over 3 foot tall in the exclusion zone?
For the safest thing for the town, is it for the code enforcement officer to deny it and then them to appeal to us and then we decide if it's similar or not?
Yeah, it's already, if you
Or is
already, if
it
you already
for
granted
him?
them, then we gotta, the part where we have our meeting where we say we vote to accept the
Yes.
application, we just vote to deny it.
and that's
And-
I called Sheila before I responded to them whether or not I should accept the application. Sheila said I can't not accept the application or give the information. They can put it in all they want. It's whether or not the board decides to even entertain looking at it. So
Yeah, we'll listen to what they have to say.
Yep.
And like I said, I told you right now, I'm gonna ask 2 specific questions about that, or you guys can, anybody can. And those are the 2 ones. Is it over 3 feet tall inside the area that's restricted?
Yep.
And is it on the county right away?
Right.
Cause if both those situations are still in place, that's the reason we turned it down the first time.
Right, and the county also did portray that if that was their minimum, that they were willing to negotiate.
Yeah, now the county made a recommendation. They didn't make an approval. He's gonna say the county approved it.
Right, no,
Yeah, it was just a recommendation.
It was
to
a
try to
recommendation
appease him.
because it's their property.
Right.
Right.
As a zoning board, we're not allowed to make a decision for their property. So that's the other thing.
We are.
Eh,
We are. It's in our town.
right, but
It's in our town.
the county technically owns that right of way.
Well,
If
Yeah, but
if they're
We can, they don't approve it unless we approve the variance.
correct and
So,
vice
I
versa.
get that. So that means that we have the right to say no,
Right.
and then they won't approve it.
they do have the right to sit here and try to convince us that it's not similar.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. So the
So, see what they got to say.
But all we have to do, we don't have to prove that it's very dissimilar or anything. We just have to prove that it's similar. Plain and simple.
yep, and it's not gonna affect the court's decision. That's separate. So they adjourned it to
Yeah.
December 17th.
And this meeting will be the 10th.
Right.
So why did?
Right,
they-
but that doesn't affect that will not affect
He was sick, the guy was sick.
that doesn't affect what the judge's decision is. So if in a weird world, if it ended up getting approved, the judge can still make a decision based on the criminal charges.
Based on a violation for how many, when did this thing first come in?
It's been going on forever. I can't even imagine what the fine.
It's 3 years. This December will be 3 years
3 years for what? So
that this has been going on. Yeah.
It's good.
When did they,
It's good.
when did they just came in, when did they come in front of us?
I thought it was 6 months.
No. I violations. I've had 2 violation letters, 3 order to remedy.
When did it come in before us?
I don't know. I don't remember. I know it's
It
been.
was just a summer, I thought. Just. Cause I remember
I bet
having a
it's been at
conversation
least a
with them, if
couple
it gets
years.
denied, they gotta wait a year. And
I
he-
believe it was April.
Of this year was when it came to the zoning board.
That's what I'm asking,
Correct.
cause I was back from Florida. So they can't do anything.
Or the date the application was received was 4/29, so it would have been
May's.
May's meeting.
May's meeting.
Correct.
And that's when we denied it in May.
So it's a
So
year
they got a
from-
year from May.
Yeah, next May.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back. I thought it was just like 6 months, so like years and it's only 6 months, so yeah. So, like I said, I got the interpretation back from Sheila, it was just what I thought it was gonna be. It just has to be similar, it doesn't have to be, and I remember him during the meeting actually stated, oh, if it's, I just forgot the word,
He said substantial.
substantial. He can do it, cause I said, cause I read him this part, and he said, no, if it's substantial, you can.
Similar is our discretion.
So if they wrote the law that said no variance can be accepted by town for property on which. Unless a substantial change had taken place, that'd be different, but they didn't write it that way. They just said similar, period.
So we can say it's similar to Naya, and if they disagree, they can go to a court, get jury to decide if it's similar or not.
Well, it would be a 78, and it would only be based
On
on
that, us denying it.
you denying it. It wouldn't be based on
The original.
the original
Yeah, no.
decision
Yeah, they've
because
already
that
lost
passed.
time for that's
Yep.
passed.
Or whatever decision the judge gonna make.
Which is weird.
They get a time limit on all these
No,
things.
no, it's weird that they.
Yes, and
Cause they're
we-
gonna lose.
when we were in
25
court-
grand to lose.
well, when we were in court, Sheila told him, you know, we filed a decision and we did everything properly. And he goes, well, I didn't get it. And we did our due diligence, and Stephanie even sent a copy to Wayne. So,
I sent a copy to him and the lawyer.
See, the biggest thing, and
Mail must have lost them both.
yeah, it won't matter.
so this, you're gonna see more of these things. The biggest thing we gotta do is due diligence. If we do due diligence and follow the law, don't grossly misinterpret the law,
Yeah,
which comes under home rule, and they will lose every time.
Yeah.
To court. Because the cases we have, they've gone up there, they've had all kind of high profile attorneys go up there and fight it, and then judges said, we did due diligence.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of doing the right thing.
Yeah, when we read
Whatever.
off those.
I don't have to
five
agree
charges-
with the law, but the law needs to be followed, so it doesn't,
You read off those 5
it's
charges.
on there.
and you give an opinion on each one of them, that's called due diligence. And if you do that, you can't just say, you know, somebody comes in, they said, no, you're not gonna have it.
Right.
That's not due diligence. But if you follow that program and just give an opinion on each one of those things, and, you know, you don't even have to give much of a reason why, you just have to follow them.
Yeah.
But you can. And then that's home rule. That's why they have us. That's why they have different layers of government. And the county court will not override us on that. As long as we follow law and follow our procedure. You screw up on a procedure,
That
Well,
opens up a
even
whole
so,
can of
we
worms.
screwed up a few times during the other
we,
78 we had. Well, I wasn't here at the time, but the town screwed up in a few areas.
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And that's the one case that I'm referring.
And we still won. The
Yeah,
town-
because we followed due diligence at the zoning board.
I say
And the
win.
judge actually stated that.
I say win loosely because it costs the taxpayers 200,000 in legal fees, but
You can recoup that from the other, probably too.
right.
All right, so that's the point. We
Yeah.
go down through that checklist. You want to follow that and give each of those 5 things.
It makes things so much easier when you just follow there's no, you know, this guy got that, this guy got that, just follow. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's why we
It's
can't
just-
make an
it's
exception
so
on the
easy
interest
to
thing.
just-
It's a couple days away, but we can't make, once you make an exception, you're in trouble.
Right.
Well, his
Right.
closing could be canceled for whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Either parties until it's done. It
Yeah.
could
But then
be
we're
done.
giving them a variance permit on a property that doesn't own.
Yeah.
So
Well, there has been approvals through the zoning board in town where people have written letters.
I know.
No,
Well, normally the
Contractors.
homeowner,
somebody is a contractor working on behalf of the homeowner, then they can put in for the permit. But they have a contract.
Right.
That's the link. Right, so we have that all the time. Contractors will put in permits
so
with
it's
people.
in writing, set in
writing,
stone.
Because they
There's
have,
no
yeah, they have a
iffy,
contract.
whatever.
So you-
Right, I get
that's-
what you're saying.
The landlord is still responsible. We're making sure the law is followed, but the contractor will fill out the permit and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because they have a
they sign
contract
as
with
their
the
agent,
landowner
yeah.
that shows the contract that he's acting as their
Their
agent.
yeah.
That's quite common. So, but just somebody else saying, oh, that's okay, that doesn't own the property. No, I'm not aware of that ever happening, but there was contracts where people were doing work for somebody. That happens all the time.
like Eileen and Dale. The Sanfords filled out the application.
Yep.
Eileen and Dale came in as representatives, as the agent.
So that gives you the legal
Even
binding
though
part of it.
they were the ones buying the property.
Yeah.
Right, but the owners filled it out.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Right,
Because
so that
then they
gives
had
you
to
a
go to the
legal
planning
binding
board,
that's going into that property, yeah.
And Dale didn't follow the directions we gave him, so the planning board kicked it back.
Variance belongs to a property.
Yep.
Right.
But to file it, you can't go, hey, I'm gonna go build something on his property.
Right. Right.
You just can't do that. Not without your permissions, and that's what the
You
contract.
can.
Yeah, you can. That happened down the road.
A couple months ago, that shed thing.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the,
They got rectified, right? He just moved it the whole way.
Well, he was,
Yeah. He's working on it. There's a pad next to it. It looks like they're.
Yeah, they poured the pad, but he's nervous to put the building on it yet because
It hasn't cured.
they didn't have any time for the soil to settle. They kind of just they put all that fill in there and they rolled it and then put the pad on it because they thought they were gonna have to move it immediately. So now he's kind of worried about the concrete cracking and moving. So
I can't keep it on the other guy's property for,
I don't know.
that's what I told him. I said, you're gonna have to do something soon. You know, I just push it over there. I guess.
get it on the other side of the line.
Right.
Pad's there. I mean, either take it up or go with it. Ain't gonna change.
Yeah, I know the
Right.
neighbor's not real
Any
pressing
compaction
issue because
is gonna happen.
he's not there, but.
I know that
Right up
it's,
till
I know the
maybe
neighbor
next
is,
year.
I know Ernie's
Must come back.
okay with it.
Yeah.
The problem that
Legally, it's gotta be off of there, but.
Yeah.
the problem that the town has with it is if something happens, then the property owner that is okay with it is gonna be at fault no matter what, no matter if he's okay with it or not.
Plan.
They
Right.
can drag it to either side.
All they could do is
move it. It's just gotta be off the line.
Yeah.
Right, and their excuse is that the only person they could find to do it was the original guy that did it, and he's busy, and I don't know.
Don't let it drag on too long,
I know.
because winter's here and they just need to get that thing moved over off that line.
Some of his neighbors got a
But
dozer.
if his
just to
neighbor-
grab on it.
If his neighbor bitches,
I know. Then
then it's gotta happen right away.
yeah.
Yeah, we better do it before all the snow flies up here. I would think.
Well, I thought that was the plan. I mean, they poured
Yeah.
that pad 2 weeks after we had the meeting here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been there.
They got the permit. I hadn't even issued the permit yet.
It's as dry as it has ever been.
I know.
Right.
All righty.
Anymore.
All right.
Let's review the
Back to the swamp.
minutes.
Alright, what are we gonna do about the alternate? Because he's gonna end up going onto the board
That's in,
January, right?
January.
When Chris takes over.
And that's Laura, right?
Yeah,
Ann?
Laura
Yep.
Ann.
but
You
Chris,
need-
we could review it, but we can't.
Can't
Do
do anything
anything
until she
until
officially
everything's
takes
done.
over, right?
Okay.
Right. The
All right.
plan was in December, the board was supposed to nominate her in December. Or
Okay,
we're
all
we're
right.
supposed to nominate her in December, our board, and then they approve
But
it.
then we're gonna
in
need
January-
another one,
in
right?
January. What's
We
that?
need it. We need an alternate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we still need
She's
an
gonna
alternate.
be an alternate though.
So she'll be okay.
Who?
Laura Ann.
Well, that's if
But that's if Carol stays here.
not Carol,
Not Carol.
Linda, yeah.
Linda.
Linda stays then, yeah, she'd be alternate.
Yes.
If Linda leaves, then we need another one, yeah.
Okay.
But Linda right now, she's getting surgery this week. And she had mentioned about stepping down in January, but then she's recanted that, so she doesn't know yet, so.
I think it all depends on the
Oh,
surgery.
speaking of another thing too, Chris, now Carol told me this, when she was in class. Whoever was giving her the training said that you could vote remotely because the state has that. Now, I don't remember if it was you and I or you or I had read that. I think it was the Towns magazine about that. And I know we talked about that, about having to have a local resolution.
The state has allowed it, but the way I remember that the legislation came down once COVID was over with.
Right,
It was kind of it was a blanket for everybody during COVID. And
right.
then the state passed, and the legislation says that the localities can, if they so desire.
Exactly. That's the way I thought it was too,
Yes.
but just because the state has it,
Right.
doesn't mean we can't.
Exactly.
So there's gotta be a resolution.
Have we asked the town board yet?
We did do a resolution for it.
We're waiting for the town board that actually does something to show up.
I'm gonna look at the we gotta pass a local law to allow it, and we wanna put some guidelines around it, so it's
Yep.
not just that you have nobody show up and everybody's remotely and you got people there with nobody there. So it's
Yeah.
gonna work on that, but the way it
Yeah,
all came down.
I see what you're saying.
Reasonable,
Like if everybody decides that they want to do a
Yeah.
Zoom and then nobody's here to
I
open
think
the
you
building.
still have to have a quorum. But they
Exactly.
count as the people there, so yeah, that's a good
And you have to have an
point.
excuse.
Well,
Right,
like you're out of
so
town or.
so the state, for example, the school board has defined rules.
Right.
So the state, that's there in the state, we just have to, if you find how somebody wrote that, you
Right,
can
good.
just copy the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably good enough for
Yeah.
us.
Cause like it specifies what the allowable excuses are.
Yeah.
Because they actually, that's considered attendance to the board meetings, and they have rules around how many, you have to attend so many board meetings. But that's allowed as attendance and you can vote. So, and they have wording about what's allowed. So I think that's all we have to do. Again, you gotta go, doubles in the details. You gotta get the wording right. Cause you don't wanna have everybody just not show up.
Right.
I got a pretty long drive.
Then when we do that, it blankets for everybody, right? So everybody could do the
It'll
same.
it'll cover
That's
all
gonna
three.
cover all the boards and everything.
Yeah, it'll
right?
cover
It'll
all-
cover all
everything.
three boards, the
Yeah.
the planning board, the ZBA, and the town board.
Right.
That's a good way to do that.
It'll definitely, I mean, there'll be rare occasions that, if you want to call it an emergency situation, but for the most part, the way I've been looking at it is that it'll be something that'll be basically pre-approved by the chairman of the committee so that they know how many. So basically you still have a quorum sitting in place in personal presence. So in our, in the ZBA's thing, you have at least 3 full members there
Right.
in person. And, advance notice. And if, you get a couple with advance notice, then it may be up to the chairman to say, well, okay, wait a minute, and have to weigh in on what the reasons are and say, yeah, I can't do this one. And then it could be in a position where, okay, well, you either got to show up or I have to cancel the meeting type thing. So, trying to get that all defined down there. But yeah, the state, and of course the state has it because all their, so many of their representatives are from all over the place that, once they started the Zoom thing and, just technology the way it is and being able to, but
Yeah,
still a
yeah,
certain
I'm not
amount.
against I'm not against the rules being somewhat loose, but.
Yes.
As far as everybody's gonna get here and be able to talk and like, we got this thing thanks to Joe, it's working, so.
Right.
Leave me in charge, but we're screwed.
Yeah, me neither.
Jessica's our man to start with, so.
I can hardly work my cell phone, so.
Yeah. Because I won't be here, I'll be here for the December meeting, then I'm gone for 4 months, so.
Right.
January, you guys are fending for.
I think I hit my head too many times when I was younger.
That was football.
So
That
means
was
if Linda
football,
steps
Eric.
down, we're gonna have to appoint an assistant chairman.
Yeah, vice chairman. A vice
Oh,
chairman.
that's something we don't have.
Well, I thought Linda was assistant.
I thought
vice
Oh, is she?
chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is.
A
So
vice
yeah,
chair.
so
Yeah.
not only would you be a member, you would have to be.
Diane was before. Yeah,
You-
I nominate Jesse.
Well, everything gets all reorganized in January anyway, so.
I don't have enough experience to accept something like that myself, honestly. I still have a lot to learn.
It's the best
I have a lot
way
to
to learn.
learn. You know what I mean?
That's
I
I
don't-
brought that up
well, that's-
to you with the discussion about the points.
I did that for a lot of years until I retired. They just threw you to the fire with no training, so.
Yeah.
And Laura's on my.
Thank her swim. That's
Yeah.
So she's got to hear what we talk about, because like I said, it's kind of this, for whatever reason, the state gives us all this training, like you'll get the open meeting law. And they haven't done that in a couple years, but they used to do that like every 2 years. And it's great for people that have never had that. I've been through that. I watched the school board screw that up. So you have to understand what that is.
Yeah.
No doubt. But then they never get in, not one time, and I've been doing this since 96, have they ever talked about what we actually do?
About local law.
No,
About how to interpret it.
the hearing itself.
Oh yeah.
Process.
The process.
Yeah.
Other than maybe once they talked about in the part about over the 5 things or whatever. That's it. In all those years,
Yeah.
we've learned about different ways to zone, different ways to. It's mostly planning board stuff.
Right.
It's about
Yeah.
writing the laws, not.
Yeah. I've learned more about invasive
Interpret.
species than I have the zoning board stuff. It's which I enjoy, but it's got nothing to do with what we're doing.
Right.
So that's why I try to take the time to explain these goofy things for everybody that's new, because you're going to get them,
Yeah.
and you're going to get some prick on the other end that knows what they're doing,
Yeah.
and you can't make those mistakes. So anyway,
All right.
okay, we got to go meet. We have to approve the meeting, our
Oh.
minutes.
I gotta go comment on the minutes of that.
Budget.
They're there somewhere,
I know, you got. Board meeting.
probably underneath that other stuff. It's over on your, there.
The little one.
Well,
Or am I wrong?
it was a short one.
Yeah.
To correct.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah. And then he backed out. Yeah, it looked good to me. That's 2 months in a row we've had basically a no meeting. All in favor?
Who's gonna make a motion?
I guess I will.
Hi.
You weren't there.
Who's gonna second?
Or, yeah, I will second. The last one?
Yeah.
I was here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got a second.
I can second it. Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
I call this
Yeah.
meeting to a close. All in favor?
Right.
Opposed?
Bye, everyone.
All right.